Okay, I had a couple people ask me how I hooked my stove up, and to make a video on hooking up my stove to my existing duct, like my ductwork, my vents. And I figure while I'm messing with it, I got my cellar open where it's all hooked in. I would make a quick video, not audio related like normal, but hey, you never know, you might want to go to the stove one day and burn wood, but it's a lot of friggin' work. But what the hell? Hold on. Sorry, I had to start over again. I couldn't flip my camera around. This is my stove. This is a Fire Chief 1800D. My chimney goes way up. It's supposed to be 6 foot above the peak of your roof. Well, to me, that up there is the peak of my roof, and if I had a chimney that tall, that'd be insane. So I tried to make it above, like here, side of my roof, and it drafts just fine. It's for draft purposes. Got the front here, opens up. Sorry, try to get, dang son. Fire Chief has a little blower on it right there that blows when it's this goes to the thermostat in the house, okay? And what I did was I found the thermostat on my existing furnace, which is also in my my basement slash cellar, and I just clipped them wires and hooked them into these wires. So when it gets under when it gets 67 degrees in my house, all that thermostat does is tell this little blower to kick on, which blows kind of in my firebox and makes it hotter. But this actually came assembled. This all did, but this back here did not. My cat's been crawling on it. This is where the blower is. This is a forced air unit. This is not a boiler. Boilers run off of water. I've hooked one of those up also, and they're a bit more complicated and a bit more pricey in all kinds of ways, but this completely comes off of it. The blower and everything, I believe, is all mounted already in it. You just have to kind of follow the directions, which are pretty simple, and wire it. It's I'm not a wiring genius. I think I had to look up one or two things, but it was really simple. But how I did it was, this is my return. This is a 12-inch, or maybe this is a 10-inch. This actually hooks into where my return air is, which I will show you. And this down here, is my cat in there? Look, I see you, Bessie. I know it. Sorry, my camera just got all flipped around. I know my cat's pissed off because she likes being in here. Bessie, quit yelling at me. Don't you hiss at me, you old bird. She likes it because it's warm in there. But this is where it blows, okay? It blows through there. There's a thermostat here. Sorry, I don't know if you can see it because of the sun. There's a little box here that has a thermostat in it also. When it gets 100 degrees inside this firebox, my blower kicks on and blows warm air in the house, okay? Now, I built a little makeshift thing here to kind of, because my pipes were exposed. See, my pipes run this way, and then they kind of 45 into my cellar. And I built a makeshift janky, this is really thick, like foam that thick underneath this plywood. It's actually all connected together. And then I built just like a little frame around a section of it, and I plan to do that section too, just to keep my pipes warmer, because I wrap them like in 3 times in insulation. So they have a bunch of insulation around them. So I'm gonna do that. That's just plastic. I try to keep the snow and stuff off of it. Disregard my dungeon, which is my cellar. It's my little mouse trap. Yes, that works. You've seen people do it with like a 20-ounce bottle. I didn't have a bottle, so I had a piece of PEX and then another piece of pipe, and that actually spins when the mice get on it and they go down there and drown. I know it's inhumane, I'm sorry, but it's also inhumane eating mouse shit in my house. So that works. I've caught 4 mice in there so far. Okay, so here's my pipes. This is my return. It's coming through the wall right from my stove. And this is my old furnace. My old furnace right here, okay? It is not hooked up anymore. It was dead. The furnace guy told me it might last another year, so I made a change. It was back when propane was for $4 and something a gallon. I said, screw that, I like cutting wood. I just wrapped it around here and cut a big hole. This is my return. And I actually only have one hooked up on the other side. This one I pulled out because that's how I got into my crawl space. But I cut a hole, and then I put a, there's a thing you can put on ductwork that makes like a flange coming out around, to where I stuck this flexible pipe on. It's hard piped outside, by the way. It's just flexible right there where it's coming in. I stuck the flexible on, and then stuck one of these guys on there, just a big old clamp, and clamped it down. You could probably use a zip tie, giant zip tie also. And then this is going to be a little harder to see. Sorry. I'll get my flashlight because I forgot to turn on my light. Okay, you'll see here, that is blowing in, and I just went right into the side. See, there's my big old, that's my big chamber above the furnace, and there's pipes going off of that. Like, see, there's one going, there's some going that way, some going that way. But same thing, cut a hole in it, put one of the little things that make like a flange on it, and then it's just got one of the, one of the things right there, or you can use a zip tie. Okay, it was actually really simple. It was just yeah, it was really cold when we done it because Rural King delivered 3 months late, so that wasn't cool. But like, see, that's, this big guy is like a what you call it, there's parts that branch off to this. This goes over there into my living room, and then it kind of branches off over there and off that way towards my daughter's room, my bathroom, all that. So actually really simple. It's just, to me, it was kind of intimidating at first, but I had a buddy help me do it. It's easier if you have two guys, especially like, see, this kind of pipe's outside, not that small, but you know, when you use a metal pipe, putting it together, you need to screw it together and all that. But my cellar is block, so I had to knock bigger holes. There was already kind of a little hole for my old water heater, which I changed out to electric, so I didn't need that vent going out anymore. But I just made that hole bigger over there and stuck my two pipes out. So yeah, that's pretty much it on how do you do it. You know, no problem. That furnace, like I said, not functional anymore. It would function if I ran propane back to it and hooked the wires all back up, but you know, gonna last another year. Why do I want to pay $5,000-$6,000 for another furnace when I have access to cutting wood, because my wood burner takes quite a bit of wood. Now here's another thing. You see, this is my return air going into my furnace. Well, right there is where my filter was. Well, I didn't build a filter box, and it is dusty in my house, so I actually bought one of these. And I took the big, return airs usually have a big vent cover. They're usually pretty big. I actually took that off and set one down in the hole. I did a measurement and kind of forced it down in the hole up in my house, so it hits it first instead of coming all the way through here and then getting to this. But trying to think of what else I can explain to you. I'm sure I forgot stuff. Sorry, my cellar's old and shitty looking, but it's an old 1911 house. So what can I say? As for that piping, that's some expensive shit right there. I can't remember what I paid for it. Sorry for my language, but that was scary to put the guy wire on there. Those lines coming down called guy wire. You need those so your chimney does not fall over in a big windstorm. But I had to get on top of a ladder and put that top piece on there. Scary stuff. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You need a level surface to put them on. In the manual it tells you to pour concrete. Well, it was cheaper and way less of a pain to level the dirt out with a 2x4 and a level, and then lay these blocks down. And it's working very well, actually. I mean, they've sunk just a little bit in 3 years, but nothing to be concerned about. It actually took a tractor to get this over here. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Wiring, giant blower, in, out, air. Makes my house freaking hot. You have to really regulate what wood you have on these, because your house will get smoking hot. I actually bought mine bigger than my house in case I planned on expanding. This is for 2,400 square feet. My house is really a little over 1,000, but if I built my attic like I want to, because I have a huge attic, it would be, you know, up there in the 2,000. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Any questions? Go ahead and ask them.